How's everyone doing? Make sure my sound is working. Can I get some thumbs up? Make sure everyone can hear me. Let folks trickle on in. How's everyone doing today? Cheers! What is going on, people? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Aussie Day indeed. It's, yeah, it's the day in England today. It's still the 21st here, and let the jackness begin. Good one, Nicky Knott. Yeah, it's still the 21st here. All right, so the plan for this evening. I've just picked a whole bunch of random videos I found online. I was just doing a bit of deep dive. So I figured we do something similar. Oh, Dan Castle, you are back. What's up, dude? I have to get you some kind of diamond platinum frequent flyer card. Oh, let me slow down. Let me slow down the chat actually. I always forget how to do this. Oh wait, no, I remember now. Bear with me. I'm just gonna. What is the shirt says? Give a damn. Let me go here, and then I go to, what do I go to? What do I go to? I think I go to customization. There we go. Slow mode. One sec. Okay. Done. Slow that chat down a little bit. I literally have no fucking life anymore. Dude, welcome to my world. I actually have not, I've been busy, been working all day, but I have not left my house today. Oh, thanks for becoming a member, Sydney Wellis. Yeah, just drop that slow mode in. Groovy. We'll just kind of keep letting people trickle all in, and then we'll alrighty. Let's go here and back up and back up. And then I'll put that right there. Getting all this dialed in. Alrighty. How many of us are in here? All right, we've got about 300. 302 currently. All right. Should we begin? Should we get stuck in? I thought we would start with I don't know, we're going to kind of go through a little news, a little weird videos I found online. I'm really excited because Reckless Ben just dropped a new video, and so I thought we'd all watch that together and see what's the latest with his trials and tribulations with with the Mormon Mafia trying to bring him down. Yeah. Oh, I love the eagle. That's American as fuck. All right, let's have an adventure. We're gonna start with the Dune trailer. I have a little secret after this.
I trusted you. You promised me that you would never take power in your name. You convinced me that this was your home.
Looks good.
That I was your home.
Looks really good.
A great man doesn't seek to lead.
I'm a big Dune fan. I'm so excited for this.
He's called to.
War feeds on itself. The more I fight.
I'm kind of excited for this because I feel like, well, they're going to be showing a whole lot more of like the universe. Like they kind of have to, and it's such a cool universe. Like, yeah, such a diehard Dune fan.
The more our enemies fight back. I found someone.
Ooh, this is gonna be so badass. Ah.
I'm doing the best I can to protect my family.
I really wonder, like, how far they're gonna take this. Yeah.
How did Father do it?
Your father never started a war.
Such a great line right there.
You destroyed thousands of worlds. I think you're way beyond redemption.
Glad that he's back. Glad that he's back.
What's happening?
You have no fear, do you?
How does it feel to be human like everyone else, Paul Atreides?
I'm not afraid to die.
Oh, this so badass. Oh, so rad. I am so excited for that film. I actually have a secret. I have a total secret I'm going to share. I've actually already seen Dune 3, and that's all I can say. That is all I can say. But yeah, I'm really fucking excited for that film. It's gonna blow socks off, I think. Are you guys, have we got any Dune fans in here? Any Dune fans? Go back in the chat. Sorry, I prefer Dune. Really? You prefer Dune 84? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we got double day live streams. No, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm actually not allowed to say anything. I'm probably not even allowed to say that I've already seen it. Have you ever seen Dune Hamilton watched? Have you ever seen the Dune Hamilton watch? Damn, really? They made a watch for Dune? Ooh, let's look that up. Dune Hamilton watch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at this thing. Fuck. That thing is awesome. Yes, please. Would totally rock that thing. And it comes in like a little Dune pod. Damn. All right. Definite wish list for sure. I think it's sick. Yeah, it's that thing is awesome. I definitely would I'd rock that. I'd rock that in a heartbeat. No, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not like an impulse buy kind of guy. I like I'm kind of one of these things that like if I sit back, I'll mull on it, and if it like, yeah. I've also got like too many damn kids to like impulse buy things because that's how you end up in trouble. Yeah, you know, having 5 children really absorbs my funny money, you know. No, I don't think the movie's too long at all. I love Dune. I could watch it all day. Like I went through a huge phase where I rewatched Dune Part 2 like constantly. Alrighty. You impulse buy guns before. You impulse buy guns before got me in trouble. I did? Alrighty. Should we continue on? Because I got some other trailers lined up. No, what did I have? Oh, boom, here we go. We're gonna watch the new Batman Begins trailer. Because why the hell not? Sorry, not the new Batman Begins, the Batman Part 2. Wait, is this a legit trailer? I don't know if this is a legit trailer. This is a camera test. Oh, boring. We're not going to do that. All right. This came up in my feed, and I wanted to watch it. It's from Rogan. He has a guest on, and they're talking about... I haven't seen anything. But like ancient Cambodian structures were engineered by advanced civilization.
There was a massive undertaking happening there that that just isn't addressed at all by archaeologists. Nobody's tying together these different systems and saying, gosh, that was a monumental undertaking. I wonder what they were doing that for. It's all just rice farming, is the official story.
Can you show me that LiDAR image again?
Rice farming. Why do like these archaeologists always go with like these oversimplification of things?
I'm looking for more. I keep running into just the scientific papers about it.
They have the LiDAR images locked away.
Yeah, they've done a bunch of studies on this, and there's some cool photos, but I'm trying to find, like, you know...
Can you go back to the ones that we were just looking at, though, that she provided? Because I want to see the patterns.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Okay, that. Perfect. Like, so those features are weird.
And
that's really weird.
They're huge.
Those features kind of look like a computer chip.
They're a mile long and half a mile wide, like that yellow square.
And they're symmetrical.
And they're perfectly symmetrical. And this isn't the only place in Cambodia that has these.
Let me change so you guys can actually see the full. Let me adjust matte settings. Hold on. There we go. Now you guys will be able to see the full screen. Sorry. Boom.
And so we're probably looking at an intensely sophisticated civilization.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the moat you see dug in the middle of that structure, that was built during the Khmer period, which is the civilization that all of this is being attributed to. They're the ones that dug that through the middle. So I don't even think they knew that this was here.
It was just completely covered.
Yeah, they just dug right through the middle of it.
LiDAR is so cool how they're just seeing all this crazy shit through jungles and foliage and dirt and everything. Like, you can actually... Yeah, it's awesome. Have you guys seen the stuff from like the Amazon, with all of like these cities and mega structures that the jungle has just taken over, but you can see it through LiDAR now? It's rad.
And so this is probably really, really old, and people have lived in that same place. Look how crazy that looks.
That's wild. That's fucking crazy.
That's
Almost
crazy.
every inch of ancient Cambodia is engineered. There's a site called Kokare. It's about
Every inch of ancient Cambodia is engineered. Wow. I mean, look at that perfect. That's wild.
200 miles northeast of Angkor Wat. They discovered a 7-kilometer long man-made dam that created a 2,000-acre reservoir.
Look at that image.
That's hers.
Yeah, they
That's
didn't know
crazy.
that this was there.
That's crazy.
I was on a tour with Derek Olson last November, and we actually took the tour group out to the corner of Angkor Wat and walked those mounds. And what's interesting is when you're out there, you actually can't tell that the mounds are there until you're kind of on top of them, and then you look around and you're like, wow, I'm feet above the rest of the landscape.
That's absolutely fascinating. And like the crazy thing is, like Angkor Wat, that was not discovered for like until relatively recently. It had been completely taken over by the jungle. Really fascinating stuff.
And then you kind of keep walking because these things are 30 feet across. So you keep walking, and then suddenly you're at the bottom of the landscape. So I don't think that they knew it was there.
Wow. It's so big that without LiDAR, you're really not going to get an understanding.
So
Of what it
that
is.
picture, yeah, so there's a good example of the jungle canopy being kind of stripped away. This is what it looks like from the air without LiDAR.
So there's no way you would know.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Entire cities, 7-kilometer long dams, huge reservoirs. They didn't know about any of this until LiDAR came out.
That's incredible.
Also, look how the trees are just growing back in.
That's so dope.
Like, I wonder who this civilization was. I know they say it's like, oh, it's ancient Cambodians, but like, how do we know? Yeah, it's all so fascinating. I nerd out so heavy on this stuff.
Look how awesome those roots look.
Yeah, that's the Lara Croft temple. It's called Tapram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lara Croft was filmed at this temple.
For real? For
Yeah,
real?
for real.
They actually let her film there? That
Yep.
movie?
Yeah,
Wow. Pretty dope.
yeah.
So cool. Like, look at that. That's a freaking tree growing out of that temple structure.
Look
Tourists love it.
that tree just overcoming the building's amazing.
They have their hands full in Cambodia with preserving these temples because the jungle's actively tearing it down.
Yeah, it looks like the jungle's trying to consume it with that tree.
Absolutely.
Like eventually it will.
Yep.
Eventually, if more trees grow like that, it'll break down all the stone underneath it.
The structures I believe are older, like the pyramids. They're a little bit more impermeable to these kinds of things. The newer temples, like the one you see on the screen, they just get ripped down. You know, it's a little bit inferior construction.
See, like, my imagination like runs wild with this stuff because I start thinking like, well, what were they building it for? Like, yeah, sure, probably for some religious or ceremonial reasons, but like, damn, to build all of that, and then what happened to the people that built that? They didn't just like, I don't know, it's a trip.
So it's newer, obviously. I think the Khmer actually built those, and so those just get ripped down immediately by trees. But the really old stuff, the pyramids, if you see photos when they excavated it in like the 1920s, they were fully intact.
You were talking about the center of it, that it's different, that it looks older. Is there any clear images of like what that looks like?
If you of the pyramids or of Angkor Wat?
Angkor Wat. The center.
I always wanted to go to Angkor Wat. I used to go to Thailand all the time, and I never made my way to Cambodia, but everyone I knew that went just said it was the most amazing place.
I don't think I have photos in that folder, but you can if you
Because you were talking about the difference between the
yeah
iconography.
if you search the central towers of Angkor Wat, you're probably going to find images of that. The central, it's 3 layers that get higher and higher as you get toward the middle of Angkor Wat, and in the middle of it, it's carvings that just blow your mind, and they're all spiritual in nature, which is something you see all over the world. So in India, where I just was, it was the same thing. The older structures, it's spiritual imagery, and then as you move out to the newer structures, it's all war scenes.
So fascinating. Like, where is the exchange of information happening for this stuff? Like, okay, India's building structures similarly to Cambodia, to Egypt. Like, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have magazines or the news. Like, how are they sharing this information? I just think it's so wild. I'm not going to say it's aliens, but it's aliens.
You can see the de-evolution of human consciousness. Yeah, so these are from the center of Angkor Wat. It's deities, it's beautiful 3D carvings. You can stick gum wrappers through these, so they're fully enclosed. You can stick a gum wrapper behind these stones.
Whoa. God, it's so pretty.
It's so beautiful.
It really is cool. You know exactly what Joe Rogan wants to say about those carvings.
And this is all this. So that's so interesting that the people that probably built it first had
No interest in war.
no interest in war, or at least had a very enlightened perspective.
It does support, the idea of, I know you've talked about the Yuga cycles on this show, but the idea of human consciousness having reached its peak 12,000 years ago and has just been slowly devolving ever since. You can see that in the imagery in some of these temples, plain as day. So yeah, there's a lot of images of, war scenes.
Wait, so we peaked 12,000 years ago and this is the decline? Huh. I don't know if I necessarily buy that. Maybe we're on the decline. I just don't know if we're on the all the way decline. Weird.
On the outer, like all of the outer layers of Angkor Wat, but in the middle it's totally different. Same in India.
Now, does anybody have an idea? Like, does anybody have a compelling theory as to when these were made? That is backed by any kind of evidence or?
No.
Really?
You can look.
There's no There's no guesstimate when they built this. That's wild.
Look at carbon dating, and you can poke holes in the carbon dating all day long. So they'll carbon date wood samples. These are made of stone. You can't date stone. Mm-hmm. There's reconstructions that have happened on all these sites that are brick, and then there's wood doorways that are put in, and they've carbon dated the wood. And the wood, in a lot of instances, is coming back older than the accepted date of the temple construction in general.
Whoa.
Which is a little bit problematic. So, there's a pyramid called Bakong, which is the oldest accepted pyramid in Camp.
That shit's crazy. The wood that they used to refurbish it came back older than the theoretical age of the whole temple. Okay.
Cambodia. That one's dated to 800 AD. The wood samples in the repaired sections of Bakong are from the 600s. And they say, well, that's generally the same, And so you have to ask yourself, if they were reconstructing and rebuilding these sites, say they were doing that during the Khmer times, they were using bricks and they were using wood to repair these sites. They were doing that in 600 AD. So how old is the pyramid itself? That they came there and they repaired the pyramid. How old is that core structure?
Yeah, and to assume that it's the same age is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that's a lazy theory too.
And it's a bit of a circular argument because they date a temple based on an inscription, and then they look at other temples that don't have inscriptions and they say, well, this one looks a lot like this one, so they place it in the same time period. So it just becomes this big circular logic of all of it fits the story neatly, based on one inscription.
Well, that's always like the funny thing about archaeology. They try and back into stories, and I have such a problem with that. That's why I like Rogan brings these people on and just hammers them with all sorts of these kind of atypical traditional archaeologists. He's had debates before on the podcast, and he takes them to task because I think a lot of what they're doing isn't necessarily that great for really moving along the research. They're kind of stuck in these old ways.
So silly.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It seems much more likely that there's a giant mystery.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Indeed.
especially when you look at the difference in the artwork and the way it looks. We show me, Jamie?
They say that this one took 300,000 workers, approximately 30 years, and they never finished.
Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
300,000 workers.
1116 CE.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. So I was recently in India.
I mean, think about that for a second. 300,000 workers, it took them 30 years. The amount of resources that you would need to house and feed and clothe and have that kind of workforce, I just don't believe that. That's insane. That's a city, an entire city dedicated to building one site. How is that gonna, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, we can't even, there would be so much evidence of 300,000 people building that. Now, we haven't got to that part yet. Maybe she's going to address that, but there would be houses, and think about all the waste. Think about just everything that goes along with what one person is, requires to live. Yeah, that's a trip.
A couple weeks ago, and I saw something there that was the most impressive thing I've seen with my own two eyes. It's called the Bahubali statue. I have photos in the India folder. It's 1,000 tons. So it's as big as the biggest destroyed structures, or the biggest destroyed statues in Egypt, but it's still standing. It's in India. It's on top of a mountain. It's made of granite. That's a person. At
Whoa.
the bottom of it.
Holy shit.
Damn, look at that thing's dong.
It's made of white granite. There's, the jury's out on whether it was moved there, built somewhere else and moved there, or whether this was built at the top of the hill.
1,000 tons.
But in my mind, this thing is clearly machined. It's absolutely perfect. Those ears are 5.5 feet long.
It's a big ear.
Whoa. Look at the lips and the fingernails and everything.
It's so strange. How come, I've never heard of this before? Why is this not talked about?
How crazy the precision is.
It's perfect. Look at the head.
Notice how they're not addressing the massive dong.
These are all photos I took while I was there. It stands, it's 60 feet tall. It's 1,000 tons. So it's the largest standing statue on Earth from ancient times.
And where's the stone supposedly coming from?
Well, the story is, and I actually think I believe it, the whole mountain is granite. And so in order for this thing, so that's just it poking out above the temple that's built around it.
That's mad.
It's insane.
I have nipples, Farker. Can you milk me?
The story is that basically it was
Look at the leaves on his arm.
that they built it out of living stone, that it's still connected to the mountain. And it kind of looks like that when you walk around it. You can see this rough stone at the bottom, but it looks very different than the stone from the mountain itself. So this is a white granite. Yeah, so you can see how it almost looks like living stone. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine how you could have erected that and moved it to the top of this mountain. So I personally believe that it was found, it was built there.
I'll tell you how they did it. Aliens. That's how.
And it's still connected.
The dong. We got the dong.
Large stone that was there,
Yeah.
and they just went in and chiseled the statue out of it.
Yep. It represents Bahubali, which was it's a Jain statue. And Bahubali was a man who achieved enlightenment by standing still for a full year. So the ant and cobra hills at the bottom, and then the vines grew up around him.
Oh.
So he's the picture of enlightenment.
Wow.
Whoa.
So just look
The
at that
picture of
image.
enlightenment.
How was that built? I sat in front of this thing for 2 hours, just entranced by it. And the beautiful thing about the temples in India is they are all living temples. So they're actively being taken care of by the community. They're active places of worship. They're not off in the jungle breaking down. They're being taken care of.
I mean, that is insane. Like, think about that. Okay, so say that was a giant piece of granite that they carved. That's still, it's like too perfect.
You know, this looks like it was carved yesterday.
And what timeline is this attributed to?
About 980 AD.
And why do they think that?
Because of those very unsophisticated inscriptions at the base of it.
Can I see those inscriptions? Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so sophisticated. They look really shitty.
So they carved those
Look
around
how-
the base, and
look
they
how-
said, I built this.
Look how clunky those inscriptions are.
This paragraph here on this thing I showed you about Angkor Wat
Mm-hmm.
shines a little light onto that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says like, I'll let you read it.
Buildings and temples by the Khmer kings was a means of legitimizing their claim to political office and also to lay claim to the protection and powers of the gods. Hindu temples are not a place of religious congregation. Instead, they are homes of the god. In order for a king to lay claim to his political office, he had to prove that the gods did not support his predecessors or his enemies. To this end, the king had to build the grandest temple palace for the gods, one that proved to be more lavish than any previous temples. In doing so, the king could make visible his ability to harness the energy and resources to construct the temple and assert that his temple
It's a pretty, like, full-on, like, narrative for, like, a, for a king. All right, here's the plan. I have to be worthy of the god, so I have to build this temple, but to prove that I'm the most worthy and that no one else is
was the only place that a god would consider residing in on earth.
Interestingly, in Cambodia, all of the pyramids were the first structures claimed by the kings.
Yeah,
So the
interesting.
first king built the first pyramid, the second king built the second pyramid. So what I think they were doing is they were going into this landscape and they were finding these incredibly sophisticated pyramids. And just like that paragraph suggests, they said, wow, this is the coolest thing I can find around. And they wrote their name on it. And then
I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's kind of like now with like any president with the White House, they like make it their own.
once all the pyramids were taken, then they started claiming the berets, they started claiming the really nice temples. Like there's a temple called Bantier Sray, which is a red sandstone temple. It's beautiful. It's one of the coolest places I've ever been. You know, they claimed all of these places first. So all of the coolest stuff in Cambodia is the oldest. And then once everything was claimed, then they started building new ones, like that Bayon temple that you saw with the faces and the smaller stones. So that's what I think happened in Cambodia.
Jamie, can you go back once again to that giant
This like makes me feel like I need to go on like a trip to Cambodia and like Laos and Vietnam.
statue and the inscriptions on it? Those inscriptions are weird because it's so shitty.
Yeah.
Like, look how bad the lines are, how squiggly they are and broken up.
And there's another
I mean, that doesn't look that shitty.
photo in there of the rest of the inscriptions. They're even worse. I mean, these are actually very nice compared to the ones that are...
But not when you consider the grandness of the actual statue itself. The statue is so spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, look how they wrote it just up any space that they could find.
Yeah.
They wrote their name there. But
They're just tagging. They're just like a street tagging crew. Dictation.
it looks entirely different than the rest of the statue.
Right. It looks super clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, should I go to Cambodia and do some live streaming from the temples?
Like, it really does. It's a stark contrast.
The toe on this statue is 3 feet long.
Huh.
The ear is larger than most humans.
It's so crazy.
Notice how they're not talking about how big its dong is.
Like, looking at it, it's so...
Isn't it incredible?
Imagine the time that it would take to make something like this with chisels.
Yes.
A long time.
And there was nothing else made like it.
Not only
So-
that, like, what are we talking about in terms of metallurgy back then?
Oh,
Great
hammers
question.
and chisels.
Yeah, but did they
Yeah, like made of what?
even have iron?
Yeah, they did.
They had iron. So they had iron chisels. And this is, again, was it 900?
900 AD.
God.
And it's almost perfectly symmetrical.
And you think it looks machined.
I do.
That's pretty cool. I'm into that. I would totally go to Cambodia to check that out. Sorry, I couldn't resist all the dong jokes. It was just like, why were they not acknowledging that? Why were they not acknowledging this massive wiener? Yeah. That was pretty cool, though. I mean, what do you guys think? Who built that? Think it was aliens? See, I just think we had a better understanding, like a different relationship with certain technologies that we just don't know anymore. We're about to invade Iran. Maybe a good time to go abroad. Sorry, maybe not a good time to go abroad. Maybe it is a good time to go abroad. You know, I can avoid the draft. Sorry, I didn't get the draft notice. I was in Cambodia, just living my best life at a sweet temple. Where are you from? England? Long duck dong. Alrighty, shall we move on to the next order of operations? I thought this was kind of fun. I just landed on this and I was like, oh, this could be kind of a cool thing to talk about. Have you ever been on JRE, Jack? No, I've never been on Joe Rogan. If I'm being really honest, like, I don't think I'm interesting enough for Joe Rogan. Like, I really don't. I would love to go. I'm just a huge fan. But then again, actually, I am a big fan and I do really like Joe Rogan's podcast and I listen to it all the time. And I probably I don't want to go on it for that reason. I've had experiences in the past where, you know, I've been fans of shows or musicians or whatever, and I've met them and or been on the show, and it kind of ruined it for me. And so, I don't know, maybe I'll just, you know, but he would never, and let's be honest, he would never fucking ask, you know, me to be on his show. That's just like, you know, he has people like that, you know, experts in Cambodian ancient archaeology and, like, you know, the biggest people on planet Earth. He's not going to have my ass on there. Alrighty. Let's see. Should we watch this? I just thought this was kind of cool. Jack, you said dong. I acknowledge it big time. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the fact that I used the word dong. You're worthy. What if Joe calls me? No, I don't think Joe Rogan would ever call me to be on his show, ever. It's just my hunch. You know what it is? It's because I listen to enough of the show to know that, like, guys like me don't end up on Joe Rogan, and that's cool. Like, I have no urge. I had no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to ruin it. Alrighty, should we check out this video that I found? And it's super random and super weird. I don't think we're gonna watch the whole thing, but we'll jump around. I just think it's kind of a rad video. It is giant waves caught on camera.
Anyone who enjoys watching waves like these should probably be able to run as fast as the person filming this video.
I mean, the guy's narration's kind of killing me. Oh, run. Big wave. Damn. Oh, no. Jesus. Wow, that's like tsunami status. Think that guy's scared? Damn. Ew, that water's got to be so gross.
Just going to hit these cars, boys.
Wow, look at this.
We gotta get back. We gotta get back. Holy.
Am I weird for, like, enjoying this video?
Oh, high ground. High ground.
High ground. This is hilarious.
Oh my God. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're in trouble.
I think so.
We gotta get our carts out of here.
His golf carts got flooded.
We gotta get our carts out of here. Holy tamale.
Holy tamale.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's about to get it. Oh, he just got drenched.
Well,
Oh, he's bummed. Look at that guy.
Can you do that?
Damn it. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, that had to hurt. Oh, he hit the guardrail.
Where is he?
Where? He's over the edge. Oh, this is scary. This is really scary. This is like, reminds me of the tsunami back in like 04. Run. Yeah, that's a full-on tsunami. Oh, that's scary. Is that someone rescuing someone in the water there? I've seen this one before. Look, there's just a bunch of like teenagers being like, oh my god, look at the waves. And they just get owned right now. Oh no, this isn't the one. I've seen... The ocean's so wild. Have you guys ever seen that about how you can... How there's ways to convert the tides into electricity with these like buoys that float up and down with the current? Pretty cool. Those are huge waves. I mean, like I grew up surfing, and I'd be freaked out by that. Wow. Wow.
Big wave coming, it's a monster. Holy Moses.
Where are they? That's pretty cool. My kids would love that. Oh, no, wouldn't love this.
We definitely don't envy the owners of the boats caught in this storm. Nature couldn't care less how expensive things are.
Ugh. I'd be so bummed if that was my boat. Yeah, no dice. Let's see what this one is the most watched. Let's see. Huge wave, monstrous. Oh, here it comes. No, this isn't the one. It's the one behind it. You gotta... Oh. Oh, they are so bummed. Where's the dog? Look, the dog is just, like, drowning. And she doesn't give a shit. That dog is like, I didn't sign up for this shit. I wonder why that was the most watched.
A lot of people dream about living by the ocean. What they don't always picture is seeing scenes like this from their balcony.
Wow. We used to have a beach house, and many years ago there was a real bad El Nino that hit California, like talking like over 30 years ago. And we were at the house, and like all these decks, you know, all these beachfront properties all had their like staircases and decks just ripped off. It was wild. Really crazy thing to see. Man, I could watch that all day long, but I won't bore you guys because I feel like everyone's just like, okay. Alrighty, what should we... You know what? I think it's time. I think what we should do is, I think we should, let's get into some Reckless Ben. I'm going to watch this whole thing. It's 15 minutes. It's the latest video. He just dropped it this 4 hours ago. So let's give it a watch. So for you guys, for people who don't know, Reckless Ben is a YouTuber who got asked to help out with this Lego theft, like $100,000 of Legos, and got stolen. And he went out to Utah to try and like help this family figure out what was going on. And basically, the owner of this company called what was it? It's Bricks and Minifigs, and he stole all these, like, this Lego collection, but now he's trying to frame Reckless Ben for it, and this is like the latest video. So yeah, it's a crazy story.
He came to harass us at our place.
Hold on, start from the beginning.
A bunch of new body cam footage came in. No one's ever seen it, and we're gonna watch it right now.
He came to harass us at our place. He's out of state.
So a part of this whole thing is like they keep trying to pin Reckless Ben for this, and they've like had him arrested not only in Utah but in California, and they keep withholding evidence, and they're not letting him submit evidence. I mean, it's the most corrupt thing I've ever seen.
This is filmed right after I get released from jail the first time. Because I got arrested because I was trying to serve them court papers to take them to court. They're just making up reasons for me to be arrested. But then I get out of jail because I paid for bond. I get out of jail. And now Ammon's just calling the police because he's like, you guys let Ben out of jail? Like, what the hell? Like, how could you guys do that? Ben needs to be in jail right now.
So he was arrested, and I think he was booked into the Utah County Jail. And he must have been released, even though he's an out-of-state.
I have a whole theory. This is like full Mormon mafia. Sorry. Don't mean to like lump everyone into one big bucket here, but it really is.
You know, like flight risk. He was released, and so he's a YouTuber that does this stuff for videos and clicks. Okay. He was arrested in California for doing this kind of trespassing and kind of stuff. You know, like before. Just I think in 2024.
Right. My first time getting arrested ever was for serving my court papers. This is my first time ever getting arrested. This is my first time ever getting arrested, but I think Ammon's thinking, oh, well, if I lie to the police and make...
Ammon is the guy who owns Bricks and Minifigs. And if you notice, Reckless Ben is wearing a t-shirt, I think making fun of him.
Make it seem like he's a criminal, maybe they'll just keep him in jail this time, you know?
So that's what's happening. And so, but we like, he's also been passing fraudulent gift certificates to financially harmed.
That's John Hader.
Fraudulent gift certificates. Is he the Guinness World Record? Oh, I was so confused. I've watched that part like 5 or 6 times. I was like, what's he mean gift certificates? Yeah. I think he means the world record certificate.
This is an award for most Legos stolen by any company in the world.
This is amazing.
That's what's going on.
They trolled him so hard with that.
But at this point, I just need some information so I can tell our staff what is going on, because if I need to go and get some of my staff armed so that he can't threaten them, that's what I need to do. Or they're going to go find him and then be rearrested because he clearly had to have violated some kind of rule. There's got to be something to stop this guy from continuing to intimidate our staff.
Yeah, how'd you guys get this guy out of jail? If we let this guy out of jail, he's going to kill our staff. Like, how can you possibly think of letting this guy out of jail?
Yeah, that was the craziest thing in this whole... Oh, no, go back. No, I messed it up. The craziest thing was he gets arrested for making, like, a criminal threat. Well, allegedly. This guy, Ammon, who had been arrested. And he ends up, when he goes to court, is like, no, I have video footage of the entire interaction and I made no criminal threat. And I left when he told me to leave. But yet they still arrested him and the judge was like, no, that could be altered.
Like, dude, this is hilarious. I'm like, dude, this pisses me off. Yeah, it's pretty funny, yeah. like, he's literally lying through his freaking teeth.
I don't know what has been done since he was arrested yesterday.
Sure.
Like, we all sighed a big sigh of relief this morning knowing that he was arrested last night. And then to have this happen all over again, like, everyone's feeling some pretty significant trauma that he's just not going to stop.
Yeah, so it's not the police or corrections that let him out. That's going to be a judge, right? And so that would be a complaint that would have to be directed towards their office to find out what's the deal. Why would you let this guy out when he's stalking us, right? That's
Yeah. So really quick. Sorry, let me grab a pen. Who do I contact for that?
He's like, dude, what are you talking to me about this for? Talk to the judge.
Police officer's like, we tried to keep him in jail
It's so crazy. So crazy that this even happens.
until his court case for a month, but the stupid judge let him out. So like, don't complain to me, complain to the judge.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I suggest you put all evidence that you have against this guy on them.
He acts really like cutesy, like he's clearly got some form of sociopathic disorder.
Oh, okay. The guy that owns the Lego shop has a background in, in clinical psychology.
Because he lies through his teeth. He says and does whatever he can to just get away with whatever he wants. Again, multiple arrests, I think, in the past in different states.
Isn't that the common trait of a narcissist, to actually they kind of paint people the way that they actually are?
So obviously, if you look in the police records, you can see that I've never been arrested before. But because Ammon says so, maybe the police will just
But why
listen
do
to
they
Ammon,
keep taking his word every single time? They're taking his word over your evidence. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
That's another charge, obviously.
Oh, I have
We'll
I have a full-on theory as to why they're taking his word over your evidence. Mormon Mafia.
back him until he leaves you guys alone, I guess. You know what I mean? Or they put him in jail, one or the other.
Dude, that's so insane to freaking say.
Basically, I think Ammon lied to them saying that there's a restraining order when there wasn't. And so he's like, oh, well, that's another charge. And we're just going to keep making up charges about me until I'm in jail for good is kind of what it sounds like. Even though the evidence goes against everything you say, I want to help you out, Ammon, because...
Because I can stack... I'll try to stack it on this stalking case.
Oh my god, dude. Does he not know that he's recorded?
I am just going to...
Wow. Like, we are literally seeing corruption firsthand.
Okay, sir. I'm going to call the jail, and then I will meet you over there, okay?
Okay, perfect. See you there in a little bit.
Yep, bye. Hey, it's Abrams with Orem Police Department. How you doing? You guys let a guy go this morning. It sounds like he was released from the jail today.
Officer Abrams?
Yep, Jim.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Man, is there any way I can use your bathroom?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, does his body cam roll while he's...
Setting it down for a second so my wife can use the bathroom. You shouldn't be doing this stuff, right? You know what I mean? All 5 of them should be.
Interesting. His camera turns back on. Seems like a whole bunch later.
Charged.
Basically what they're saying now is not only should we put Ben in jail for forever for trying to serve these court papers, we should put all 5 of his team members in jail for trying to take you guys to court. You guys don't deserve to go to court, and anyone that tries to take you to court, we're going to put them in jail indefinitely.
They started threatening to kill some of the staff. And so they're just like...
The crazy thing about that is that there's no evidence of that.
Like, hey...
Or at least that Reckless Ben has ever shown.
If you don't, we're gonna kill you if you don't get this guy his money back and all this other stuff and like all these things. And so we're like, dude, like you guys have to go through the appropriate legal channels. This guy has nothing to do with it, other than he just gets off on making videos and like if you look him up again, he goes by the name of Rec. And he films himself doing illegal things all the time, and then he gets his videos taken down, do all sorts of research on him. That's what we're dealing with, is a guy who, like, honest to goodness, he's a sociopath. Because we've done some additional...
Honest to goodness.
He has, like, it appears that a relative of him, of his, because he's originally from Ohio, and then he moved to LA, some relative of his, with the same name, that, like, based on what we can piece together, was, like, convicted of, like, child porn or child, sexual, like, contact, some of these other types of things. So there's a very real chance that he may have been abused as a child, but that
Wait, what the fuck? What is this narrative this guy is trying to portray? Like, what?
set him through a mental disorder, kind of whatever the case may be. He's clearly a sociopath that does not care about the system.
My whole family's like pretty close, and I'm like 99.999999999% sure that's not true. But if it is true, I would like to know who that is. So, because that's probably important information for me if there is someone in my family that's like that. But just a really quick update. I think we found the guy that Ammon's talking about.
Athens man is sentenced after he was found guilty of 110 felony counts for recording and distributing child pornography from his home. Benjamin Schneider is sentenced to 8 years in prison.
So yeah, I guess this guy also got charged in Ohio, and he has a very similar name to me. It's actually the exact same name as me. And maybe he thought that this person was me. Explains why he's saying I have been arrested multiple times. I mean, clearly this person is not me. I mean, but also maybe Ammon's not the smartest person in the world, so maybe he thought that we were the same person. I don't know, but this is the closest I was able to find of what Ammon could be talking about.
We know this guy's a sociopath, and so we're
We know he's a... we know he's a sociopath. I mean, as I said earlier, isn't it like a common trait of like narcissists to kind of diagnose everyone else with the disorder that they themselves have?
These guys coming in, they've threatened people before. They don't care about their lives, right? And that's what makes us very scared is because, again, like, and I'm kind of asking a serious question. In your opinion, would you go get a shotgun and bring it in the store?
He keeps asking, like, so, like, you're police officers, you think it's a good idea that we should have guns to defend ourselves next time Reckless Ben comes in, right? I think what he's trying to do is, because Josh Johnson said he was going to shoot us just for trying to serve him papers.
Holy crap, dude. Wait, hold on. This is insane. So he's basically asking, hey, officers, do you think it's a good idea for me to have a gun, a shotgun, in case this guy comes around again? So he can get the okay from the police officer. Yeah. So he's like, hey, the officer said I can, insinuating that he can kill you.
The police officer's the one that told me to do this. Like, I'm just within my rights. He was trying to kill me, and I'm just defending myself. Yeah, he's trying to come up with a reason to justify.
Just goes to show how stupid this guy Ammon is. Like, what the total narcissist.
Justify murdering us, I think, which...
This is actually insane.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but...
In a situation like this where some people we feel like are in danger.
I personally encourage people who are able to carry legally to carry.
Okay, so that's basically all the footage after I got arrested of them freaking out, and I think that kind of explains why, because a few hours later, we do the GoFundMe, Sheldon gets arrested just for promoting this GoFundMe, and then they sent a whole SWAT team of police officers to my house to just arrest everyone.
They sent a SWAT team to his house to arrest everyone for a GoFundMe, and people are saying this isn't a corrupt situation. What the fuck?
Basically, Ammon's doing what I like to call the 3-year-old method, which is basically if a 3-year-old really wants something and they're not getting it, what do they usually do?
Whine, cry, kick the back of the seat when they're in the car.
Basically this. That's kind of what Ammon's doing. Like, Ammon at first isn't really getting what he wants. It's like, I mean, I guess he got me arrested, but then I get out of jail, and he's like, oh shoot, if I just keep saying he's stalking us, they're not gonna keep him in jail.
God, this is so crazy.
Make up some story. And put
This
him
is
back in
so
jail.
nuts.
Exactly what a 3-year-old would do, right? And then he says, we're gonna murder him. He's like, we're threatening him, and
He's not getting what he wants, so he just keeps like whining and crying. He's like, they're doing this,
and we can't threatening.
Just making shit up.
We can't really get mad at Ammon for doing this because, I mean, we used to do the same thing also, right? Like literally everyone used to do this. But then we turned like 5 years old, and we turned 5, and then we realized that this was not the correct method to get what we want. Yeah, basically the person that sent me all this body cam footage asked if I could respond to what Ammon's saying. So I'm saying my official response to Ammon is goo goo gaga, because I feel like that's the appropriate way to respond to someone who's acting like a baby. And send. So right after this phone call, I pressed Sheldon for just promoting our GoFundMe, and sent a bunch of SWAT team members to like SWAT our house, which kind of make more sense to me now, based on what Ammon was saying. But anyways, let's fast forward a little bit. We posted the video, and this is, I think, 5 days after we posted the video now. Matt McNeff, Ammon's brother, calls the police. I don't really think he had a crime. He's just kind of like complaining about our video.
This is wild. It's so crazy that this shit is happening in 2026. What the fuck?
So it's my brother and I have a franchise called Bricks and Minifigs that we run. Who's filming and making this pseudo journalistic documentary that he that's what he's claiming it is. Yeah. He released that documentary on Friday, and our lives have been nothing but hell.
I don't understand how all these guys have the cops' cell phone numbers. It doesn't work that way.
Since then, once this YouTuber released this video, our franchisees are getting targeted harassment, review bombs. They are destroying people's lives and making it has been a nightmare.
He's not even reporting a crime to the police. He's just complaining about how much he dislikes the video.
Aren't you supposed to call the cops when there's an emergency?
The cops basically just being the dude's therapist
Yeah.
at this point.
Justin, the FBI should absolutely be involved at this point.
He's trying to say that the American Port Police, our company, and the LDS Church are all colluding now in protecting our franchisee, and it's one big giant conspiracy. I mean, it's insanity. It's just rage bait and clickbait, and he is causing significant serious harm. This has got to slow down.
Significant, serious harm. Wow. These guys are the softest, most beta males I have ever seen in my life. Right? This is the perfect example of two guys that have never experienced any real squeeze. Yeah.
Remind me, do you know the title of the video on YouTube? I'd like to include that link on the report.
The YouTube creator is again, we feel like we've tried the whole way through to do the right thing here.
This entire time, Bricks and Minifigs, they say they've been trying to do the right thing the whole time, and it's literally just been as easy as give the dude his Legos back. They're just sitting in an empty store right now that you guys aren't even planning on selling them anymore. It'd be so easy for you just to give them back, but that would fix this whole thing, but they didn't. So, wait. So, it's because they've caused so much, punitive damage now. They've put Brian on medication. He's been having panic attacks. They've tried ruining his whole life and all this other stuff. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than just giving the Legos back now. Basically, our lawyers are saying that this is going to be a slam dunk case. We could just get millions and millions of dollars out of them and just basically bankrupt their entire company. So Bricks and Minifigs will get completely destroyed. Or
that sounds insane.
We've given them another easy way now.
They can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry. And we can finally move on to the next video series. It'll be awesome.
But it's weird. Bricks and Minifigs still hasn't done the chicken dance yet, which to me makes me feel like they think doing the chicken dance will cause them hundreds of millions of dollars worth of damage. They're that scared of doing the chicken dance. They think that by them doing the chicken dance,
Everyone understands the context, right? He said he'll walk away and end all this if they do the chicken dance.
It's probably, I don't know, but they think that's a worse decision than destroying their $100 million company and all of the innocent franchises that have nothing to do with this. They think it's worth destroying all their franchises just so they don't have to do the chicken dance. The time is running out, and they have 1 week left as of me posting this video right now, and then there's going to be a third thing. So right now, it's just give the Legos back and do the chicken dance. But if they wait 1 more week, then they're going to have to do 3 things. Whatever this street is, it's the street Joshua Johnson lives on. They will have to rename this street Reckless Ben Street. That way, every time Josh drives home, he's going to have to see, oh, I live on Reckless Ben Street now. They're stacking the charges. They're going in jail forever. We're stacking the list of demands before they can get out of this mess.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're just going to keep stacking them until their whole company's destroyed.
Stack it week after week, month after month, year after year. Yeah, even infinity after infinity. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep stacking those demands all the way up. It never stops. Give the Lakers back. It won't stop until the Lakers. Anyways, subscribe to Patreon. You'll get to see lots of behind the scenes, like full interviews. I just posted a full interview of us talking to the chief of police.
And you guys are like, right? So we're just trying to right the wrong. Whatever that looks like.
Basically, he's saying that his police department messed up.
This is going to turn into a huge federal investigation. Just watch.
And the whole interview's on Patreon. Also, part 4 is halfway filmed. We're almost done filming part 4. It's gonna be the most insane video we've ever filmed in our entire lives. Tell him, Victor. Yeah, no spoilers. It kind of sucks because we're still undercover in part 4, but part 4 is gonna be super sick. Everyone's saying that the Lego videos are wrapping up. I think the Lego series is actually just started.
Damn. That's damn. Like, it's just wild to me that any of that shit has happened. I think yeah, Reckless Ben Street. They should totally do it. Yeah, that Eamon guy has completely destroyed his own company. You can tell that he himself is completely insane. Yeah. I liked the waves more. If you want, I can put the waves back on. we can get wavy. Should we take some time to do some questions? People want to start firing off some questions. I know we've been going pretty hard in the digital content, so yeah. Just throwing that out there. Just joining. What's the backstory? What's being talked about? Oh, we were watching the latest video of Reckless Ben. I don't know if you've been following that, the whole Lego bricks and minifigs conspiracy. I think the world is seeing firsthand the Mormon Mafia rolling out. Yeah, you know what's really interesting, guys? Have you noticed that tonight we have not done any conspiracy theory, any alien, any like nothing? No one world government shenanigans. And if you notice, my stream has been perfect. Not a single glitch. Nothing has dropped out. Kind of weird. Kind of weird, folks. Yeah. It's a bit of a trip. Have I ever seen a UFO up close? No, never seen a UFO up close. See, ghost-wise, I don't think everyone. I think certain people are tuned to see ghosts. I'm not really tuned to see them. I've experienced them. I've never seen them. No tinfoil hat needed today. Yeah, yesterday was super glitchy, and like the stuff we were talking about, super like, I don't know. I don't know why they would be watching me. I don't think anything I do is relatively like uncovering anything crazy. I think I'd probably get in more trouble for talking about the fact that I've seen Dune 3 than talk about One World, or New World Order. Did you hear about the guy who found Bigfoot and did a DNA test on it? I've heard a few stories like that where people have found fur and they've sent it off to get DNA test done and all that stuff. I don't know. John Lennon saw a UFO. I have heard that. Yeah, Dune 3 is pretty fucking epic. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I saw a very, 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 very rough early cut, so that's all I can say. But it is gonna be. I think everyone's gonna be really fucking stoked on it, like really stoked. If you liked the last two, anyway. Oh yeah, I have that Lola painting. It's somewhere here in my... I haven't put it up yet, but I still have that Lola painting. Alrighty. Shall we continue on? Oh, this video I found, I was really stoked on it. And I thought we'd watch it. It's just helmet cam of a firefighter fighting a fire. And it really, there was a time in my life where I really wanted to be a firefighter. I think this would be the most fucking insanely awesome adrenaline-fueled job. But then, like, seeing, like, the thing that really turned me off about it was, obviously, you know, firefighters have to be paramedics as well. And, like, I just, rolling on car accidents with dead kids just was like, nope, can't do that. Here's something to think about. With the way robots are going, in 100 years, humans won't do this job. Humans will never do this job in 100 years from now. They're going to send robots in to do it because it's going to be less dangerous and cheaper. In 100 years, they will look back at this footage and they go, wow, can you believe they actually sent humans to do that? 100 years for it to be fully, like, well, maybe not 100 years. But I mean, maybe, fuck, maybe you're right, actually. Maybe less. Maybe in 25 years. I feel like 25, I think in 25 years it will be happening. I think in 100 years, across the board, it will 100% be robots. Heat has got to be insane. I mean, think about when you light a campfire, and let's say it's like a 2-foot wide campfire. Like, that puts off a shit ton of heat. Imagine being inside an entire building that is on fire. Wow. That's just, like, insane. Absolutely insane. Heads up, we detected a video belonging. Your stream maybe more info. Oh wait, I just got dinged. Oh. Your video only available to partners. Okay. Oh man. Oops. Okay. Oh, I guess I guess you can't do that even though I'm commenting on it? Huh. Alright, I guess that was my first ding I got. Look at that. More info. Let's see what this is. These features are only available... Okay. What does this mean? Exempt channels from content ID claims. Turn on... Okay. Huh. I guess I just got in trouble. Oh well. Breaking the rules. I wonder what this means. If more than one partner owns an asset, each partner must be added. Okay, I don't know what this means. What does it all mean? Look, and I just said it. Like, the man... I was like, the man is coming for me. The man's coming for me. I wonder what that... Am I going to get, like, sent to, like, YouTube jail with, like, Reckless Ben? Huh. Yeah, it's weird. I thought, like, because of, like, fair usage, like, you can comment on stuff as it's happening and, like, it doesn't, doesn't get you. Oh, well. Who knew? Alrighty. Let's see. What else should we dive into? Oh, I thought this was cool. Speaking of, someone was talking about Josh Gates earlier. What's your take on the Nancy Guthrie case? Dad, great question, Rebecca. My opinion on the Nancy Guthrie case. Now, admittedly, I am not a deep expert on it. But from what I've seen, it's clear that I think it's someone connected to the family in some way, whether it's like a friend of the family or something. There's a connection. And I think that person had some ties with, you know, either organized crime or the cartels, whatever. And they decided to snatch up Nancy, and they I think they took her, and I think, I mean, well, we know at this point from the letter that was released that they accidentally she passed away accidentally at their hands. But yeah, I do think there's a cartel involvement. That's my hunch. And also, I think I don't think that's necessarily a unique theory to me. But yeah, and I think it's something that we potentially could see more of, like weird kidnappings like this. I think it's going to be a bit of I think it's with the kind of decline of quality of life in America. Because let's be honest, I think things are trending down, not up these days. I think we're going to start seeing more kidnappings. So you see, I think there was it was in Arizona. I think there was an accident. I think she accidentally died, in the sense of, like, okay, you can't really say accidentally, they fucking kidnapped her, but I think because of her health conditions, I think she passed away. Because she did have a heart condition, and there was something like that. But yeah, it's really fucked up. And I do think, yes, I think law enforcement on a whole really messed it up. My take is, pay them the fucking money. Pay them the money, because you're more likely to catch them if you pay them the money, and then fucking get the money back later. Simple as that. I mean, these aren't terrorists, so you could negotiate with them. If it was like, you know, ISIS that took your mom, fine, different story. But like, if it's like fuckface, you know, wannabe gangsta, then yeah, pay him. Oh, do you want to know something crazy about JonBenet Ramsey? My wife knew JonBenet Ramsey when they were kids. I think I may have talked about this on the stream before. But yeah, my wife, because JonBenet Ramsey used to live in Atlanta, and so did my wife growing up, and they used to compete against each other in dance competitions. And there's like pictures of my wife has pictures of her and JonBenet Ramsey when they were kids. Yeah, how fucking weird is that? Am I gonna do Coast to Coast with George Norrie? I'm actually gonna do it really soon with George Norrie on Coast to Coast. I just did his new yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay, so weird mysteries. Someone was asking me about Josh Gates. This next video I was going to watch, like, Josh Gates just... Here, look, check this out. He just uncovered, like, this mystery. Look.
Rico, a 74-year-old mystery finally solved. Oh,
Look.
oh my God! Is that a plane?
That's the plane.
Look, Josh found some fucking missing plane.
Air 2,000 feet below the surface, sonar and high-def images of the instantly recognizable Pan Am logo.
Whoa!
Landing gear and a tail.
Done deal. That is an engine. That is a full engine.
That is. And the shiny, bright aluminum fuselage resting on the ocean floor.
Holy shit!
Who's writing? It's her.
How is it?
Since Clipper Endeavor.
This morning, in a Today Show exclusive,
How is it that clear? How is it that clear?
Announcing Clipper Endeavor has been found. So this plane was coming here to New York, right? Yeah, to what's now JFK, and it was Good Friday.
Yeah, people were flying up here from Puerto Rico for the Easter weekend.
Pan Am Flight 256 left San Juan, Puerto Rico on April 11th, 1952. On board, 69 passengers and crew. But shortly after, the pilots lost both right side engines. 9 minutes later, the plane crashed. But in 1952, there were no flight attendant safety briefings.
There was no demonstration of where the exits were, where the flotation devices are, and so
That's crazy. The plane crashed and they just never found it until now?
in all of that chaos and all that panic, 52 people drowned in and around this plane.
17 people survived. In the dark depths of the Atlantic, the plane lost for 7 decades.
It was really out of reach in 1952, and it really took until now for the technology to catch up, to be able to reach down.
Then last month, Josh...
This is so cool. We need to send Josh down to find Malaysian flight. The M8, what is it, MH60? What was it, MH62? The one that went missing?
And Russ were offered one of the world's most advanced autonomous underwater drones, normally used for surveying gas and mineral fields. They had just 2 days to search.
We were against the clock on this, and we had kind of an idea, a pretty nice search box that we wanted to search.
Has anyone seen Josh's documentary, where he met with the guy for the Titan submarine and he had all the footage and all this shit? Like, that was crazy. I spoke to Josh about that, and that's a crazy fucking story.
It took only one pass.
Oh, God.
That's a plane. Whoa. That's a plane. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
The haunting images of an icon of American travel. The final resting place for
Look how crazy clear that footage is.
52 people. And a crash that changed aviation safety forever, as the government soon ordered pre-flight safety briefings for every plane.
Whether you're...
Do you know statistically, if you watch, even if you've seen it 100 times, if you watch the pre-flight safety briefing, statistically, you're more likely to know what to do in the event of a crash. I know that sounds stupid, but a lot of people, when the planes are like, when you're getting ready to go, they just kind of headphones on, whatever. I've seen it 1,000 times. But apparently, it does help to watch it every time.
Going on vacation, going home for the holidays, or you're a business traveler, every time you set foot on a plane, you owe a debt to what happened to Clipper Endeavor.
Yeah, so while the Navy and the Coast Guard knew the general area where the plane went down, wreckage, of course, can shift and drift in the ocean. They didn't know the precise location. Now they do.
That's crazy. Wow. Way to go, Josh. Way to find it. It's pretty rad. Remember your training and you will live. What was that from again? Is that Starship Troopers? Am I going to any UFC fight soon? Yeah, I'd like to go. When a plane crashes above... When a plane crashes from above 5,000 feet, there are no survivors. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean... Probably is true, actually. I don't know. Yeah, MH370, that was it. No, they've not found MH370. All right, what else should we look at? No. I had a whole bunch. Oh, I thought this was interesting. Because you know how, like, last week we were talking about... Mitch McConnell. What up, Jack? What were your thoughts on the World Cup? Did you watch? Yeah, I started watching towards the end. I was watching the England matches. I thought Argentina, I'm glad they didn't win. Part of me. But then also, I think a part of me, just for the narrative, I think it would have been cool if Messi actually won a World Cup on his final soccer match ever. That'd have been cool. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Good games. And it was actually kind of cool. I think, I know, by and large, America doesn't really give a shit about soccer, but I'm hoping that this plants a bit of a seed. Since you and Sean Lennon have very famous dads, do you ever hang out? I've hung out with. It's been a very long time. Sean and I, we used to run into each other at events and things like that. Yeah, Sean's a good guy. Do you know when your recent? I believe my episode of Destination X is gonna come out like in September. I think. Or maybe October. Not sure. They don't, I just got hired to do an episode, and they'll tell me like 2 weeks before it comes out. They're like, oh, it's out. Have you met the Fonz yet? He'll be in Houston too. I have actually. Yeah, I have. I have met Henry. His son, Max, is a very good friend of mine. Max is an amazing director as well. Alrighty. Should we push on? How long have we been going for? What's the time? Hour and a half? Yeah, we'll go for a little longer. I'm getting kind of tired, though. Yeah, smash those like button, folks. This is how I from Jordan Skull. This is how I look at it. If the world is ending, I don't give a fuck because I'm tired anyway. Who cares? Oh man, I so relate to that. Man, am I fucking tired. So tired. For quite a year, that's for sure. Yeah, it's weird times for sure, indeed. Have you heard of the... Yes, I have heard of that Brazilian UFO case. And I have seen the documentary on it. It's pretty cool. Is that the one where the alien was like hiding behind the wall and the people that encountered him all got sick with some crazy disease? Oh, the book that Jamie and I were talking about Civilization. Hold on, I might have it here. Let me look at my bookshelf. Hold on 1 second. It might be here. I don't. Trying to remember. Yeah, I don't have it here. I mean, I can keep looking, but I don't remember. It was something about like, yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. It was, I'll think of it. It'll come to me. Something about like the rise and fall of civilization. Something. Yeah, I forget. Ask ChatGPT or Claude. Like, type in what I was referencing. Hey, or I can do that, I guess. Fuck it. I'll do it for you. see. Let me see. New chat. Did you ever finish the Lego DeLorean? I have not finished it yet. It's sat here in a pile next to me. Hold on. I'm just doing some research. Deep cut question. I've been watching a lot of Ozzy bootlegs. Ozzy would look off stage and tap his wrist during songs. What was that signal? Tap his wrist? No, he would go like this. He would just put his finger up in front of his face to say he needed to hear more vocal in the monitor. But tap his wrist? I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't something, and he usually would just point at like whether the guitar, bass, drums, if he needed to hear more of it in the monitor. And sometimes he would like to know, actually, no, I do have an answer for that question. Because curfew is a huge issue when you're playing live. And a lot of these venues, if you go past the curfew, you get fined for every minute over. So he probably was looking over to his assistant or to the monitor desk to see like how long has he got, or how long has he been going, that kind of thing, and they would signal him. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Kathy Lee, we miss Morgan. He was just texting me. We'll get him on. We'll get him on again soon. Wait. Yep. Okay. This is what the book was. Hold on. Okay. So it's, the book I read. Okay. So it's taken from, okay, that sounds a lot like The Fate of Empires by Sir John Glubb, a short essay-length book from 1978 that argues empires follow a roughly 250-year. This is correct. Yeah, this is it. 250. So it's called The Fate of Empires by Sir John Glubb. Ending an age of decadence marked by things like an influx of foreigners diluting the founding culture, obsession with sex, frivolity, and the celebration of celebrity chefs, athletes, and entertainers over statesmen and soldiers. Yeah, and this fucking crazy. If it was a longer, heavier read, it was possibly Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, it's yeah, it was this was it. Yeah, it was so The Fate of Empires. Highly recommend it. Check out the Gothard Base Tunnel opening ceremony. Okay. Thank you, Ilian. I actually don't think that's it, because happening right now, middle of the set, not the end where he was short on time. That was my first thought too. Thanks for taking a stab at it, Jack. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have to see it. I'd have to see it to be able to give you a better idea. Yeah, so in that book, it claims every there's like a 250-year life cycle for every great empire, and it ends in the ending is an age of decadence, which, yeah, I can pretty much agree to. And check it out. What was our birthday this year? 250. So I actually think we're probably moving towards. Thank you so much. Been wondering for months. I so appreciate you sharing about it, and hope you and Jamie do many more talks. They're my favorite. Yeah. 4 cats, Chrissy. Oh, I'm guessing you have 4 cats. Yeah, I'm gonna have Jamie come join me for a live stream soon. Yeah, we're gonna do some streaming together. I have a lot of fun with him. America, fuck yeah. God, isn't like AI amazing? That I literally just gave like a real badly spelled, very broad description of the book, and like it spits it out. I'm actually gonna. I wonder if there is. Was that The Fate of Empires? Yep, here it is. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna download it and read it again, because it was many, many years ago I read that book. Skynet. Oh, all right. I think I'm losing some steam. What do you think America looks like post-collapse? I mean, it's got to exist in some extent. Laugh out loud. We got nukes. We've got nukes. I think the collapse of America is going to be the separation of America. I don't think all 50 states will remain under kind of one federal banner. I think we'll see like the country breaking apart. That's just my guess. Because I mean, if you look what happened to Europe, and look at countries all over Africa where there were empires, and Asia, anywhere where there was a large empire, it just broke apart and just kind of they became their own thing. And we're seeing so much of our society kind of fracturing into these little like enclaves. I mean, we're even seeing it in California. There's been a discussion about having California become like 4 different states. I don't know. I don't think it will be like North and South. I don't think it'll be that that defined. I think you'll see it be multiple. Like it could end up being like 6 or 7 nations. That's my thought. Because it is, I mean, you overlay the United States over a map of Europe, and look how many different countries from Europe can fit inside the United States. And every single one of those countries in Europe has their own language, their own culture. For a time, they had their own currency, their own traditions, they were incredibly unique. And there was never an expectation of a German to be exactly like someone from France, and someone from France to be exactly like someone from Spain, and look at Spain and Portugal. 2 countries that are, I mean, they're literally neck and, I mean, they're right by each other. Portugal is not a huge country. There's a different language, there's a different culture, everything. And there's no expectation for them to all be the same. But for some reason in the United States, there's this expectation that we all must be the same. We all must think the same way. We all must do the, how insane is it that people in, in Michigan do this thing a certain way and people in Texas don't, like, or vice versa. It's, I think it almost deserves to be separated in a weird way, because there are so many different cultures and traditions and ways of life in different parts of the country. It just, I'm not saying I would encourage that at all. I think it's stronger united, but I think we are heading that way. Yes, we are only 150 years old, but as I was saying, this book, this essay, if you will, kind of proposes the notion that that great empires don't last for more than 150 years. What else we got? Yeah, it's not jiu-jitsu. I don't think it's imminent, but yeah, we've had a good run. Well, that's just, I mean, vegan, like, yeah. It's but like that's the problem, is like we're so desperate for tribalism. That's why we're seeing everyone factioning up now. You're seeing these movements that people are being pulled into and drawn to, and they want to be a part of it. It's because we're lacking community, and we're lacking any kind of like kind of cultural roots. It's really interesting. I mean, you could meet Americans, right, who third, fourth, fifth generation Americans, and they may have family that came here from Italy or England or Ireland, and they all claim Ireland. Oh, I'm Irish. Go to Ireland. You're never going to meet someone from Ireland that has like, even like first generation Irish or English are going to say they're English. They're never going to claim where their lineage came from. And it's the really unique thing about America. It's like, why do we all tend to claim where our ancestors came from? Why can't we just accept, like, no, we're American. Like, that's it. I don't get it. I mean, SNL did that great skit about it the other week where, what's his name? What was his name? The guy that's in the new Gladiator films, Irish actor, and they go into the pub and they're like, oh, my grandfather on my mother's side was half Irish, and they all like go crazy. They're like, oh, a prodigal son has returned. But like, yeah, there's no other country in the world where you can be like third, fifth, whatever generation born in that country, and you will still claim where your roots came from. It just doesn't happen. And it's this strange, but I think that goes back to the fact that this country is only 250 years old, and there really is very few, generational roots here outside of Native Americans. Yeah, Pedro Pascal, that was it. I'm sorry, Jack, I'm Texan first. But, like, that's the thing. That's what I love about Texas, is that, like, you're not American, you're Texan. Like, you're your own thing. Well, I mean, Texas was its own country for, like, a period of time. But, yeah, the melting pot, though, it's great. But I'm like, I'm pretty fucking American at this point. Yeah, I'm born in England, sure, but like I just don't. I have a really hard time assimilating to British culture the same way I do here. Like you can drop me into any part of America and I can like, I'm good. I'll figure it out. I can, I can do my thing, but a little different for England for me. I still love it. I still feel the roots, it's where my family's from, but I'm pretty American at this point, and I'm proud of it. Texas has terrifying gun laws. You've not been to Idaho. I'll tell you what, I really do I like New Jersey, I like Pennsylvania. I really like Pennsylvania. It's beautiful, beautiful state. I do have Aston blood. That is true. That is true. But to be truthful, like when I go back to England, I kind of feel like an imposter in a weird way because I've lived here in America for so long. Like yeah, like of course I was born there, and my parents. I mean my there's been Osbornes in Aston in Birmingham, the Midlands for like hundreds of years. Like my dad got a book given to him by his sister, and she did this whole family tree breakdown. And it goes back like hundreds and hundreds of years how long my family has been living in the Midlands. And that's pretty fucking cool. And that's not lost on me. Like there's definitely some, we've got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that dirt. But I don't know. I feel like a bit of an imposter when I go to England. There are aspects of England that I miss. For sure. There really are. I miss the food. I miss the quality of food. I miss my friends, people I grew up with, family. But I don't know. It's just a different way of life. I'm just so used to it here. And like, all my kids are born here. My home is here. Like, I go back to visit and I enjoy it. And, I go back to work and I love it. I like when I do go, and, every time I go, I'm like, oh man, I need to come here more often. But at the end of the day, pretty damn American. My ancestors slayed dragons. Yeah, mine too. The donuts at McDonald's. Fuck yeah. That is true. Winston Churchill did have U.S. and British nationality. I agree. The best music does come out of the UK. That I agree with. Oh, what's up, Lisa? How you doing? Good to see you on here. All right, gang. It's 10:15. I'm tired. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. It's been swell. There were highs, there were lows. But we all got through it. And yeah, hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go and hit the hay. Remember, tomorrow, heavy day, but just spread the love. Play his music loud. Send him lots of love. And yeah, I bet you he'll be hearing it and feeling it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, you guys have a good night.